Worm Hotel lied to you. The hidden formula that makes worms explode with life. Most worm hotels fail for one simple reason. They're built like decorations, not like living ecosystems. You followed the instructions, you stacked the trays, you added scraps, and still, the worms slowed down, escaped, or died. That wasn't your fault. The system lied to you. Worms don't thrive in tidy plastic towers. They thrive in messy, breathing, microbe-rich environments. And once you understand what they truly need, your worm hotel stops being a box of disappointment and starts becoming a factory of living soil. On Soilsage Chronicles, we don't chase gimmicks. We build systems that work forever. Let's strip away the myths and rebuild your worm hotel the way nature intended. A worm hotel is not just a place to store worms, it is a biological engine. Its real purpose is to host three living forces at once: worms, microbes, moisture. Commercial guides tell you to add food, keep it damp, and wait, but honestly, that advice creates three deadly problems. First, people overfeed. Food piles up faster than microbes can colonize it. This creates heat and acid. Worms flee. Second, bins stay too wet. Without airflow, anaerobic bacteria take over. The system turns sour. Worms suffocate. Third, bedding is treated like filler. In reality, bedding is the lungs of your system. Without structure, everything collapses into sludge. A worm hotel doesn't die from lack of food. It dies from lack of breathable habitat. Bedding is not optional. It is the ecosystem. Use shredded cardboard, torn paper, dried leaves, cocoa coir, or aged wood fiber. The goal is springy structure. When you squeeze a handful, it should feel like a wrung-out sponge, moist but never dripping. For every 1 cup of food, your bin should contain at least 3 cups of bedding. This keeps oxygen flowing. It buffers acidity. It gives microbes a place to live. Before adding bedding, pre-moisten it with a simple inoculation mix. Mix 1 tablespoon of unsulfured molasses in 1 liter of water. Use this to dampen your bedding evenly. Do not soak. This feeds beneficial microbes and jumpstarts biological activity. You only need to do this when starting or resetting a bin, not every week. This single step transforms a sterile box into living soil. Worms are slow, microbes are fast. Feed for microbes, not just worms. Chop scraps small, freeze and thaw them to break cell walls. This makes food accessible without overheating the bin. Bury food under bedding, never leave it exposed. Exposed food attracts flies and creates surface rot. Feed in pockets, 1 corner at a time. Let each area fully process before adding more. This creates natural migration patterns and prevents sour zones. Avoid citrus peels, salty food, and oily leftovers. These disrupt microbial balance. The rhythm is simple: small inputs, wide spacing, deep burial. That's how nature composts. Worms, breathe through their skin. They need moisture. But, they also need oxygen. If water pools at the bottom, your system is basically drowning. Every week, just grab a handful from the middle and give it a squeeze. If water drips out, add some dry bedding. If it feels dusty, just mist it lightly. Never pour water directly into the bin. Always, add moisture through bedding or food instead. If your bin has a drain, keep it open. If it doesn't, tilt the container just a bit, so excess moisture moves away from the core habitat. Moisture should live in the fibers, not in puddles. Worms work best between 15 and 25 degrees Celsius. Above that range, their metabolism spikes and oxygen demand goes up. Below that, their activity slows down. So, keep bins out of direct sun and never place them against heat sources. In cold seasons, insulate with cardboard or wrap in breathable fabric. A stable temperature is more important than a warm one. Worms really hate swings. When the environment stays calm, biology compounds. Once a month, you can activate the entire system with a gentle biological feed. Dissolve 1 teaspoon of unsulfured molasses in 1 liter of dechlorinated water. Lightly mist the surface and upper bedding, but do not drench. This feeds bacteria and fungi, and then, microbes multiply. Worm food increases without adding extra waste. Castings become darker, finer, richer. This is how you turn a passive bin into, a living reactor. Never empty a worm hotel completely. Worms rely on established microbial zones. When you strip everything, you reset biology to zero. Instead, harvest in sections, move finished castings to one side, add fresh bedding and food to the opposite side. Worms migrate naturally. After 2 weeks, the finished zone contains mostly castings and very few worms. Harvest gently. Always leave at least 30% of the original material behind. This preserves microbial continuity. Think like soil, not like a factory. A healthy worm hotel feels alive. You see worms at every depth. Food disappears without smell. Material becomes dark and crumbly. No flies, no puddles, no heat. The bin runs itself. That is not magic. That is ecology. When structure, moisture, microbes and rhythm align, worms do the rest. Worm castings are not just fertilizer. They carry living biology into your soil. They inoculate beds with microbes that unlock minerals. They improve water retention. They buffer pH. They create disease-resistant root zones. One handful in a planting hole outperforms cups of synthetic input. This is soil memory. This is regeneration. Your worm hotel is not a side project. It is the heart of your garden. If this guide changed how you see worms, soil and compost, make sure you subscribe to Soilsage Chronicles, share this with a fellow gardener, and help grow a world rooted in living soil.